What if I told you 9 out of 10 shooters are missing their mark, not because of bad sights, bad ammo, or a sloppy stance, but because of one small mistake hiding in plain sight? And fixing it doesn't take months of training or a custom trigger job. It takes one simple adjustment you can master in less than 30 seconds. You know that feeling. You line up your sights perfectly, your stance feels solid, you take that careful breath, and the shot still breaks low and left. Every single time. It's frustrating, right? You start blaming your gun, your ammo, even the wind inside an indoor range. But here's the truth. The problem isn't the gun, it's you, and more specifically how your hand moves when you press that trigger. Competitive shooters have known this secret for decades. They've built entire careers on mastering it. Today, I'm going to break it down in plain English, step by step, so you can fix it and shoot tighter groups than you ever thought possible. Stick around till the end, because once you learn the final technique, it'll feel like someone flipped a switch on your shooting. And hey, if this kind of real, no BS firearms advice helps you shoot straighter, hit that like button and subscribe to Firearm Standard. We've got more range-proven tips dropping every week. The common problem. Picture this. You're standing on the firing line. You've got that boxer-style stance, strong foot slightly back, knees bent, leaning forward into the gun like you mean it. You line up your sights perfectly, front sight dead even with the rear, centered in the notch. You take up the slack on the trigger, focus hard on that front sight, and bam, your round punches low left again. Sound familiar? Here's why it happens. Your hand isn't built for precision. It's built to grab things. Every time you move one finger, the rest of your hand wants to join the party. That's called sympathetic movement, or as old-school shooters call it, milking the grip. Try it right now. Make a loose fist and move your trigger finger. Feel your other fingers twitch. That twitch is what's killing your accuracy. So, when you press the trigger, your grip hand subtly tightens, pulling the muzzle down and to the side. The bullet leaves before your brain even realizes it happened. That's why your sight picture looked perfect, but your hit didn't land where you expected. It's not bad aim, it's bad control. Luckily, there's a fix. And once you learn to control this reflex, you'll wonder how you ever shot without it. Let's break it down from the ground up. The top 10 adjustments that separate frustrated shooters from precision shooters. Step-by-step solution. 10. Perfect your stance foundation. Before you even touch the gun, get your foundation right. Your stance is your shock absorber, your base of recoil control. Think of it like the suspension on a race car. A stiff, awkward stance fights recoil. A flexible one absorbs it. Stand with your strong foot slightly behind the other, knees bent, and lean into the gun, not back, shoulders forward, chest square. This stance lets your arms stay relaxed, but ready, and your hands can focus on doing their real job, running the gun, not fighting your balance. Number 9. Master sight alignment basics. Perfect sight alignment sounds simple. Front sight level with the rear, centered in the notch. But even a millimeter of misalignment at the sights means inches or feet at the target. At 25 yards, a barely visible offset could send your shot clean off a silhouette target. Slow down, line it up perfectly. When in doubt, trust your sights, not your instincts. The bullet always goes where the sights are pointed the moment the trigger breaks. Number 8. Focus on the right plane. Here's a rule from every top-tier shooter and sniper. Your eyes can only focus at one distance at a time. You can't have the target, front sight, and rear sight all sharp simultaneously. It's physically impossible. The trick? Lock your focus on the front sight. Let the rear sight blur, let the target blur. Your front sight is home base. When that blade is razor sharp and you break the shot cleanly, your groups shrink instantly. It feels counterintuitive at first, but once you trust it, you'll never go back. Number 7. Control your breathing. You don't need sniper school for this one, but you can borrow a page from their playbook. Take a deep breath, exhale 1/3 of it, then hold. That's called the natural respiratory pause, the moment your body is most stable. Your heart rate dips, your chest stops rising, and your sights stop dancing. Time your trigger press right there. Don't rush. The stillness between breaths is where perfect shots are born. On to 6. Optimize trigger finger placement. This one's huge. Forget the old use the tip of your finger advice. The correct placement depends on your hand size, trigger type, and gun design. The goal is simple. Pull the trigger straight back without disturbing your sight picture. For small hands or light triggers, the pad of your finger works best. For long fingers or heavy triggers, the first joint might be your sweet spot. How do you test it? Dry fire while watching your sights. If they shift left or right during the press, your finger placement is off. Adjust until the sights stay rock solid through the break. Number 5. Master the trigger reset. After the shot breaks, don't let the trigger slam forward like a released spring. Hold it back just long enough to feel and hear the reset click, then ease it out only to the reset point. That short, controlled reset prevents trigger slap and keeps your follow-up shots tight. It also shortens the physical distance for your next pull, which translates to faster, cleaner strings without new errors creeping in. 4. Implement progressive trigger prep. Most triggers have take-up before the actual wall. Use that take-up while you're still aligning your sights. Think of it like preloading a clutch. You're already on the edge when your sight picture is perfect. This removes surprise movement and lets you break the shot instantly when everything lines up. Practice moving the trigger into that pre-break zone smoothly while your front sight stays dead on target. Number 3. Utilize support hand pressure. Your support hand is not passive. It should supply roughly 60% of your total grip pressure. Push with the heel of that hand while the fingers pull back under the gun. That opposing pressure forms a vise that stabilizes recoil and prevents the strong hand from overcompensating. Most shooters underuse the support hand. Once you rely on it, your groups get smaller and your follow-ups tighten. Number 2. Apply front-to-back torque. Don't just squeeze, torque. Push forward slightly with your strong hand while pulling back with the support hand. That isometric opposing force locks the gun into a neutral plane and reduces muzzle flip. You create tension in the right direction, with forces canceling unwanted rotation. Applied correctly, torque keeps the muzzle from moving off the aiming plane during recoil and speeds up recovery. 1. The crush grip, the game changer. This is the adjustment that flips the switch. Grip the pistol as hard as you can with every finger except the trigger finger. Not a moderate grip, maximum safe contraction. The goal is to preload the muscles so they cannot contract further during the trigger press. When those fingers are already at their maximum, sympathetic movement can't pull the muzzle off target. How to do it? Get a high grip on the back strap so the web is tight to the top. Wrap the strong hand fingers and bring the support hand in to fill gaps. No air pockets. Squeeze. If you notice tremor, back off just enough so your hands stop shaking, then build endurance. The crush grip isolates the trigger finger, reduces muzzle movement, and gives you a consistent platform from first round to last. Science behind the success. This all comes down to basic biomechanics. Muscles have a limit, maximum voluntary contraction. When you preload a muscle close to that limit, it cannot contract further to cause movement. Sympathetic twitching is the enemy of trigger isolation. The crush grip neutralizes it. There are 3 clear mechanical benefits. Recoil control. A locked grip reduces muzzle rise and keeps you on target. Consistency. The same pressure, every shot. Less variability in how the gun sits in your hand. Confidence. A gun that feels anchored reduces anticipation flinch and lets you trust the sights. Historical instructors and modern competitors back this up. Bill Jordan and Rex Applegate taught similar high-pressure grips for speed and accuracy. Modern champions echo it with one caveat. Don't let whole arm tension creep in. The crush is in the hands, not the shoulders, chest, or forearms. Common mistakes and how to fix them. Gripping too light. If you shoot at 40–60% force, your fingers can still move when the trigger finger presses. Result: low left hits for righties. Fix: up your grip until the other fingers cannot contract further when you press. Whole arm tension. Squeezing your forearms, shoulders, or neck throws your stance off. The crush must be isolated to the hands. Check. You should feel pressure in the palm and fingers, not a locked elbow or raised shoulders. Relaxing between shots. Fatigue tempts shooters to back off. That's when groups open up. Train to maintain consistent pressure throughout a string. Shorten strings if endurance is an issue, then build up. Poor finger placement. If the trigger pulls sideways, you're fighting the trigger with leverage, not straight back. Adjust finger placement. Move pad versus joint until dry fire shows straight motion. Ignoring support hand. Many shooters leave the support hand passive. Active support hand pressure stabilizes the whole system and halves group size quickly. Practice drills and a simple progression. Dry fire drill daily. Unload the gun and clear it 3 times. Set a small target on a wall at 3 to 5 yards. Apply the crush grip and press the trigger 50 times, watching the front sight. If the sight moves, increase grip pressure or adjust finger placement. Ball and dummy drill, range. Have a partner mix live rounds and dummy rounds in a mag. Fire slowly, watch for movement on dummy rounds. Errors show up instantly. This exposes flinch, jerking, and milking the grip. One-handed practice. Shoot one-handed with both strong and support hands. This isolates grip pressure and forces you to rely on hand strength rather than the other hand. Progression timeline. First session, expect immediate shrink in group size and fewer low left hits. Week 1, crush becomes more natural, tremors usually fade. Month 1, grip pressure feels automatic. You'll likely cut group size dramatically. Students often report moving from 8-inch groups to 3-inch groups in a single session when they combine these drills with the full checklist. This system is simple, repeatable, and free. Fixing your grip fixes a lot of other problems. Start with stance and sight work, add breathing and finger placement, bring in the support hand and torque, then lock everything with a proper crush grip. The mechanics are backed by muscle physiology and decades of field experience. The payoff is immediate control, tighter groups, and more confidence at the line. If you try this, run the dry fire and ball and dummy drills for a week and compare your group sizes. Post your results and questions. Community feedback is how we all get better. If this helped you shoot straighter, hit like and subscribe to Firearm Standard for more range-tested tips and no-nonsense training.